Hello everyone, this is Ryan, and I'm gonna give my review of Splice. Yes, this movie is so fucking old. It came out June 4th, but I saw it today. So here's my take on it. What the fuck, man? Oh my god, this movie is so. I think this movie is great, but some scenes are so fucked up. The movie's about these two scientists played by Adrian Brody and let me see, sorry, Adrian Brody and Sarah Polley, and they're a couple, and eventually they're like scientists about they kind of like mix like these animals and like these they kind of like make these biochemistry stuff like bio like animal stuff, and eventually they they think that they're making this thing very secretly, and they're not telling anyone about they're gonna make this creature that's half human DNA, half animal DNA, and eventually there's just the whole thing gets really fucked up, and eventually they had to stop this, and it's pretty much all about biodiversity and making this new creation. So sorry that didn't make any sense, but I'm just gonna give my review on it. I think this movie's great. I have no idea why this movie has good critic reviews, but the audience, a lot of people don't like this movie. It's only because there are some scenes that are very risky. Like there is one scene that if you've seen this movie, you would know what I'm talking about. But this scene is so messed up, which I was like, oh my god, are you freaking kidding me? That's gonna disturb me for a fucking week. But other than that, this movie is so fascinating and just a great movie. So here's why. The story is very different and intriguing. I just feel that the more the movie goes, I think that is like it kind of keeps me more interested in the stuff that's going on in this movie, like the consistency of the whole plot in this movie is very cool, and I think, but one problem is that the dialogue is a bit messy at times, and I feel that it kind of feels like a typical horror movie. And another thing is that the acting is so fantastic. You know, Adrian Brody is such a great actor. He was in King Kong. He was good in King Kong. He's in the new Predators movie that just came out on Friday. And I think he was fantastic. I think Sarah Polley was fantastic. Another thing is that the music score in this movie is very like creepy and like it kind of sets the tone and mood of this movie. So that kind of boosts up the movie. And another thing is that the pacing is a bit slow at times, but there's some scenes that are very quick. So like sometimes I'm very entertained, and there's some scenes that I'm kind of like iffy about. So yeah, the pacing was okay. Another thing is that the direction in this movie is it's very well executed, because I felt that the director the director of this movie, Vincenzo Natali, I have no idea what movies he's directed, but I just feel that he knows what he was doing, and he knows why he was making this movie. So the direction in this movie was very good. I think the cinematography was so beautiful, because I think that like there's some scenes that it feels like the camera work and it's like very moody, and it's kind of like yeah. So the cinematography was very good. It kind of like it sets the mood of the whole movie. I also think that this is one of the best movies of the year, and I think that this is a great sci-fi horror movie. It's more of a sci-fi than a horror, because the trailers make it look as if it's a horror movie. It's actually kind of like a sci-fi. This movie is great until the last 10-15 minutes, because I felt that the last 15 minutes of this movie was very messy, and it felt more like a typical horror movie, which I didn't like, because the first 70 minutes is fascinating, and the last 20 maybe is like, yeah. And I also think that the ending, I didn't like the ending that much, because people said that, oh my god, the ending is so shocking, but I was like, yeah, it's so predictable. The ending is so predictable. So overall, this is a great horror movie. I mean, a great sci-fi horror movie. It's one of the best movies of the year. It's just the story is very intriguing. Like the whole movie is great except the last 10 minutes. So yeah, this movie is. I also like this movie because it's very risky, and it kind of takes a new direction in the sci-fi horror stuff. So yeah, out of 5 stars, I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a great movie.